Abraham Lincoln is one of the most respected and loved leaders in history. He was the 16th President of the United States, and he led his country through one of its darkest times, the Civil War. Lincoln is remembered not only for his leadership, but also for his honesty, kindness, and belief that all people are equal. His life story is a powerful example of how hard work, education, and determination can change a person's destiny. Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809, in a small wooden cabin in Kentucky. His family was very poor. His father, Thomas Lincoln, was a farmer and carpenter. His mother, Nancy Hanks Lincoln, was a kind woman who taught Abraham the importance of honesty and goodness. When Abraham was only 9 years old, his mother died. This was a painful time for the little boy, but he tried to stay strong. Lincoln had almost no formal education. In total, he attended school for less than 1 year. However, he loved reading. He borrowed books from neighbors and read them again and again. He often studied by the light of the fireplace at night. His favorite books were the Bible, Aesop's Fables, and the Life of George Washington. When Lincoln was a teenager, his family moved to Indiana and later to Illinois. Life was very difficult. He had to work hard on the farm, cutting trees and planting crops. But Lincoln wanted more than a farmer's life. He wanted to learn, to grow, and to make a difference. He worked many jobs as a store clerk, rail splitter, and even a postmaster. Everywhere he went, people noticed his honesty. That's why they started calling him Honest Abe. He became popular for his sense of fairness and his kind heart. At night, Lincoln continued to read and teach himself. He studied grammar, mathematics, and especially law. He didn't go to law school. Instead, he learned from books and experience. In 1836, after years of hard study, Abraham Lincoln passed the bar exam and became a lawyer. Lincoln's success as a lawyer made him well known in Illinois. He was honest, logical, and loved by ordinary people. He decided to enter politics to help make fair laws for everyone. He joined the Whig Party and was elected to the Illinois state legislature. Later, in 1846, he became a member of the U.S. Congress. In Washington, he spoke against slavery and corruption. After one term, he returned to Illinois and continued his law practice. But something inside him kept calling him back to politics. In the 1850s, the issue of slavery divided the United States deeply. Lincoln believed slavery was wrong, even though many people around him accepted it. He began giving speeches against slavery, saying that everyone deserves freedom and respect. In 1860, Abraham Lincoln ran for President of the United States. He was a member of the new Republican Party, which opposed slavery. Many people in the South did not like him, but in November 1860, Lincoln won the election and became the 16th president. Just a few months later, several Southern states left the Union. They formed their own government, the Confederacy, to protect slavery. This started the American Civil War in 1861. Lincoln's heart was heavy. He did not want war, but he knew he must protect the Union. He believed that a nation divided by slavery could not survive. The Civil War was long and painful. Families were divided, and thousands of soldiers died on both sides. Lincoln spent sleepless nights thinking about how to end the war and save his country. In 1863, he made one of the most famous decisions in American history, the Emancipation Proclamation. It declared that all slaves in the Confederate States were free. This changed the purpose of the war. It was no longer just about saving the Union. It became a fight for freedom. Lincoln also gave one of the most powerful speeches ever, the Gettysburg Address. It was short, but full of meaning. Government of the people, by the people, for the people, shall not perish from the earth. These words still inspire millions today. By the beginning of 1865, the American Civil War was drawing to a close. After 4 long and painful years of fighting, the Union Army had finally gained the upper hand. Many Confederate cities were captured, and thousands of Southern soldiers began to surrender. President Abraham Lincoln felt a deep sense of relief and hope. He had carried the heavy burden of war for so long, and now he could finally start thinking about peace. Lincoln's dream was to rebuild the nation, to heal the wounds between the North and the South, and bring Americans together again. Even though the war was ending, Lincoln did not celebrate with pride or anger. Instead, he showed mercy. He wanted to forgive the South and help it recover. His kindness and compassion inspired millions of people who saw him not only as a strong leader, but also as a man of great humanity. But tragedy struck at the very moment of victory. On the evening of April 14, 1865, Lincoln went to Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C., to watch a play called Our American Cousin. While he sat in his private box, an actor named John Wilkes Booth, who supported the Confederacy, quietly entered and shot him in the head. Lincoln was carried to a nearby house where doctors tried to save his life, but the wound was too severe. The next morning, on April 15, 1865, Abraham Lincoln passed away. The entire nation was heartbroken. People cried in the streets, churches held prayers, and the country went silent in grief. They had lost not just their president, but a symbol of freedom, unity, and kindness. Today, Abraham Lincoln is remembered as one of the greatest leaders of all time. His face appears on American money, monuments, and history books. But his true legacy is not made of stone or paper. It lives in the idea that all people are created equal and deserve freedom. Lincoln's life teaches us that we don't need to be born rich or powerful to make a difference. We only need courage, honesty, and a heart full of kindness. Thank you so much for watching, my friends. I hope you enjoyed this story and learned something new about Abraham Lincoln's. If you liked this video, please like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more simple and inspiring English stories. Don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you won't miss our next videos. See you soon in the next time.